Good evening to everyone present here. I, Aditya Bakshi, and it's my pleasure to welcome you all to this insightful session on the strong minds, strong teams, building a culture of support and motivation. It explores how resilient mindsets fuel high performance teams. We will discover strategies to nurture mental strength, empathy, and shared purposes, empowering us to create workplaces where people thrive. Let's dive in and build a stronger teams together. This webinar is organized by SEMS. SEMS Welfare Foundation is a registered non-profit organization dedicated to social impact across various sectors. We focus on education, particularly in skill development, entrepreneurship, through our initiative DG Saksham. We have created training programs in IT, finance, retail, entrepreneurship, impacting over 6,000 individuals. In a just short time, SIMS has established itself as a force for positive change, equipping individuals with skills for employment, promoting women's leadership in various industries. This event is collaboratively organized by Didi Shakshan, which is a company that empowers business through data and technology. It offers a wide range of services, including IT, software, data science, research, consultancy, data analytics, and marketing. Today's speaker is Shyam Verma, who is a freelancer video editor and an aspiring motivational speaker from India. In 2025, his life changed forever. On August 5th, he lost his father, a deep emotional wound. And just 3 months later, on November 7th, he became physically disabled. What followed was not just a physical struggle, but also a battle with mental trauma, identity, and hope. The past decade has been a roller coaster marked by pain, healing, self discovery, and growth. But he didn't give up. Step by step, he rebuilt himself. Today, he uses his video editing skills to help others tell their stories. And he is building something close to his heart. His upcoming brand, Shift Within. It's more than a name, it's a belief. That true change begins from inside. Through motivational speaking, impactful content, and quote based merchandise, Shift Within aims to inspire people to rise above their struggles and grow through discomfort. If his journey can help someone feel seen, hopeful, and strong again, and then he knows he is on the right path. Thank you, sir. The stage is yours.
Thank you so much, Adi. And first of all, thank you so much for inviting me for this session. To be honest, being here, it is my first webinar I'm delivering, and things have been tough for me, but it doesn't mean that I cannot grow. And it is, I also want to tell people that people also can grow despite any problem they are facing. And I don't want to make this session just I am speaking and you all are listening. This session would be a what I would say interactive. We would discuss about the topics I am uh, going to talk about. And there are so many things that I would like to say during this session. But before I start this session, I would like to ask you one question. Anyone can unmute and answer the question. What is the motivation for all of you?
Motivation is one.
Sorry, I cannot hear you.
So motivation.
What is motivation? What does it mean?
One people is another people emo.
Sorry, another people? Anyone else?
So for me, what motivates me can be one of two things. It can either be a negative motivation, like fear of pain or fear of consequences in the future, or it
Yeah.
can be positive. So it can be something that I desire, something that shifts my energy. So one of the things that can motivate me is connection with others. So that's one of the things that will motivate me. Connection with others, laughter, enjoyment. Those are things that will motivate me.
Okay, that's great. So let's discuss first of all what is the motivation, and the example I'm going to take that might sound a little negative, but that is a perfect example of what motivation is. Before that, I would like to mention someone here. Have you, any of you, heard about Simon Sinek, who wrote the book Start with Why? Or have you read the book Start with Why? Okay, so what is that why? That why is purpose, a motive that would help you to work towards something. And if I take one example, then you might have seen some crime thriller movies or web series or serials. In every crime thriller, after any crime, on the crime scene, every investigation officer look for one thing. Number one, two things, sorry. Number one, the weapon, and number two, the motive behind that crime. So just imagine a motive can help a person to commit a crime. Then a motive can also help you build the most powerful motivation that cannot be called as garbage. As most of the motivational speakers says that motivation is garbage, it doesn't work at all. So motivation drives from motive. If you have strong motive, then motivation will stay with you forever. And why I took the topic of motivation first before starting this session? Because in team, if we want to build a great team, in team we also need motivation. Motivation not from others, for others too. Let me share my screen for the presentation. So it is my screen, and in this screen you can see that what I want to talk about in the this session. Strong mind and strong teams build culture of support and motivation through interpersonal relationship. So okay, so can anyone tell that why interpersonal relationship is important in building teams, great teams? Why do we need interpersonal relationship?
Good evening, sir.
Yeah,
So we need interpersonal communication, or because in that way we can work more efficiently in a team with someone else, and we can work faster, and we will always be motivated if someone is with us.
exactly. And if we are talking about interpersonal relationship in corporate sector, but in general, everyone needs relationship because relationships helps us to get motivated towards the goal. For example, if you want to do something for your family, why you want to do that? Because you have a strong relationship with your parents, with your brother, with your sister, with your wife, husband, anyone out there. Like that, we also need interpersonal relationship in our office or working environment too. These days, India and England cricket matches are going on. Today is also India-England test match is going on. Just imagine if there was no bonding between all the players, would they be able to win the last match? Yes, yes, Steven. So
So, well, I wanted to add to this that I do believe that this is a physiological need. So connection, I think it goes back to our days of being, tribal, in a tribal community. We can't, we're fragile beings. We cannot survive on our own. And so the need to be with a group of people is part of our life instinct. It's part of the way that we survive. And so that's also why when we are rejected or we're criticized, that it has a physiological response. It doesn't mean that we've done anything wrong. It means that our body is telling us, be careful. It's a warning. You might be rejected. And if you're rejected, we won't like that feeling. So we have a drive to be connected. It's part of our survival instinct.
exactly. And the main thing I would like to share my story with you all about the how connections work in your life when you are working towards something. I have a client, I am a video editor also, and I have a client called Rutuja Lingampalle. And how did I get that client? I used to share her her reels or her social media content on my stories every day, and I didn't ask in return anything. And with that, without any selfish reason, I just used to do that. And with that, I built a connection with her, and she sent me messages and we communicated with each other. I took some life coaching sessions also from her, and then we got started working on for I got started working for her as a video editor too. So the connections works like this. Nowadays, some people say that networking doesn't work. Networking is just a garbage. But this is also kind of example that says that networking always works, but you have to give first before you accept anything from them, because everyone just think about try to think about themselves first, then they would think about others. Because if we are not able to do what we want to do, we want to achieve, and we are not able to help ourselves in a basic manner, then how would we help others? So, first of all, you need to learn that if you want to build connection with anybody in your work environment, then you just need to build connection, and you must be selfless. If you become selfish and try to build connection with selfishness, then that won't work at all. So the power of human connection. Here is a question I have written for all of you. Have you ever had someone believe in you when you didn't believe in yourself? Did you have someone when you had a strong self-doubt whether I would be able to do it or not, but someone backed you up and said, yes, you can do it, you just need to try? Anyone?
So for myself, it's strange, but I did not have that because I had a very critical, you know, self-concept, and I also ended up in possibly a narcissistic style relationship. So it's very isolating when you're in that kind of relationship. You're not, part. One of the things that is taken away is your self-confidence. But when and so what I realized in that environment, that I chose my own path. So I became my own envoy in that, my own cheerleader and support system in that. And as I moved into the coaching world, I started seeing that within others. So I noticed when people weren't being appreciated. I noticed when people had doubts in themselves, when they lacked what I call the credentialing credibility, right? They were looking for somebody else to authorize them to be better. And when you start seeing something in someone else and help them achieve it, that's when you start learning to become a leader. So I've done the opposite. I've actually, and I'm sure that I've had that in my past, but I had such a strong self-critical loop that I was it was that any positive voices were drowned out. But I do have a very clear understanding of helping others, because when you see the good in people and you see what they might achieve if they tried, then you realize that it simply just takes the attempt. We don't get better by learning in a book. We get better by practice in real life. So if you want to be whatever you want to do, just do it poorly, do it imperfectly, but get better every time you do it. And as you do that, you will actually succeed and become better.
Yeah, and let me share a story with you all. I don't remember the book name where I read this story, but this story would help you understand that how believing in someone will help some that person to grow. There was a story I read in which a painter was standing in his balcony, and he saw it was the winter time, and he saw a homeless beggar just sleeping in on the street, and he was just trounced, and he was shivering in the winter. And what he did, he took canvas, he portrayed him on the canvas, and I asked him to come into his balcony and showed him that I sketched you on this canvas. And what he can sketch a well-dressed gentleman who was looking a very rich person, and who was extremely rich and extremely successful person. And when that beggar saw himself in on that canvas, what he did say to that painter was incredible. He said that, sir, you saw me like this, then I would definitely become like this. So just imagine a person who was completely unknown to that painter. He saw something in him that he that beggar couldn't see, and He got a boost of belief and he tried something that he never tried to do. And when you show that belief in your work environment, a person who is feeling self-doubt and thinking that I am not good enough, I can't do this and all those. If you show them that belief, then that person would believe in you, in your observation, because you are working together for a while, you know each other, then it would be very easy for that person to grow, to do something. And when someone believes in us, we don't hesitate to ask for help too. I have seen this because my life coach many times showed that confidence in me. And when I got stuck at something, then I turned back to that life coach and I said that I'm going through this problem. Can you help me with this? And she really did help. And that helped me a lot to grow and to do whatever I'm doing right now. To be honest, the shift within that we in my introduction talked about, that is also my ambition to help people and to get things done easily, to build confidence, because I have been through such hard time that showed me how you can build a motivation for yourself, how can you build a trust or belief in yourself that will help you to grow. So with that, I would like to tell you something. As you all know, the full form of team, together everyone achieves more. And there are so many examples in about this. You might have seen so many things. For example, when Argentina won the World Cup, alone Lionel Messi wouldn't have won the World Cup. He needed all the 11 players who played with him. So the main thing is team is required. Even a smallest content creator builds a team so that he or she can focus on creating content instead of editing video or planning the content. You might have seen content creators hiring script writers, hiring video editors. Why do they do that? Because if they would try to do all of those things alone, then they won't be able to do what they want to do, because most of their time would go on those things that are not that relevant for their growth, instead of focusing on what they really want to do for their growth. For example, content research for content creation, planning for content, shooting videos, or skilling up themselves so that they can use better for their content creation. So next thing, that is the main thing about it is teams are living organism. You don't build strong teams by focusing on the team. You build strong teams by focusing on relationship inside them. For example, there are four team members in a team and they don't even want to see each other. Do you think that team would be able to finish any project? Is there any single chance to finishing any single project if all the team members don't even want to see each other? And the answer is clear, no, because the coordination between team is important when they want to finish a project, and that coordination will be stronger when their interpersonal relationship are strong. I most of the time people just think about it as a I want to grow. Most of the people who just say that most of the people who are selfish, who work as who focus on being selfish, or who just focus on only their growth, they all just what do they do? If they focus on themselves only, then they won't help each other, because every community or every family or work environment works on a strong relationship. If there is no strong relationship, then there would be chaos, and that chaos won't help anyone. So, as this statement say that you don't build strong team by focusing on the team, but you build a strong teams by focusing on relationship inside the team. If relationships are not strong, then you won't be able to do anything. You won't be able to finish any project or anything that is your goal in that team or in that organization. So the main thing here is you need to focus on building team, building interpersonal relationship. One sec. Okay. So the next slide is inner strength first. I would like to talk about the inner strength of a person because first of all your mindset works. If your mindset is not that strong that you can focus on what you really need to focus on, then relationship can help a little. But if you are not acceptable to the things that are going worse with you and you are just trying to say that I cannot do anything. I read a book by Louis Hay in which he said that thoughts, positive thoughts or negative thoughts are not automatic, those are chosen. People choose to think negative or choose to think positive. You might have seen many times people say that it doesn't work like that. Whatever you say to them, whatever you tell them that yes, this can happen, positive things can happen. You need to start thinking positive. You need to focus on the positive things. Then they would deny it with a single statement. It doesn't work at all. It is just a myth. It is not true. Because people it is very easy to deny others. It is very easy to deny the change and stay in the comfort zone. And the negative comfort zone of negative thinking is very comfortable and you don't want to get out of it because your mind is so negative that you are not able to see in the positive anything positive in your life. A couple of years back, someone said me that I said that I want to do this in my life as a career. And he said that there are so many people who are graduating in this field and there are so many people doing this. How would you stand out in them? I just said to that person, if you just think about the negative thing that many people have failed in this thing, then you won't be able to get anything done. If you need to get diamond, then you need to go into the coal mine. There would be coal that would you would when you get out of that coal mine, you would be messed up. Your hands, your face might be black with those coal dust. But if you want to get that diamond out of that coal, then you will have to get into that. So if anyone wasn't able to do that, it doesn't mean I am not able to. It is just that they didn't know how to do it properly, and you just need to figure out how you can do it. So always things starts from here. Everything starts from here, from mindset. There is a book called Attitude is Everything. I think you all have read that book. It is a mind-blowing book. In that book, writer said that watch your word, what you say. If you say, I can't do this, then you will find many reasons that you cannot do this. But if you say, I can do this, you will find many reasons to do that. There are so many examples about mindset, how mindset work. You all must have heard about the law of attraction and all, where people talk about you have to work on your positive thinking, you have to feel positive. But before all of that, you need to find out that mindset is the most powerful thing. If your mindset is not what is not strong, if your mindset always make you see the negativity around you, then it won't work. For example, when I was physically fit in 2015, I read a book, Power of Your Subconscious Mind, by Joseph Murphy. In that book, there were so many ideas or concepts where it was told that how can you heal yourself. And in that book, there was a technique that you sleep, try to sleep, calm your mind, and tell yourself that, keep telling yourself that you can, your mindset, your subconscious mind will heal you or heal your problem your physical problem. For example, if you are having headache or anything. So I tried that technique. I was having a huge, very severe headache, and after taking medicine, it take around 20 to 30 minutes to get rid of that headache. But after taking that medicine, I just did that technique, and within 5 minutes, it worked like a magic, and I wo- I had no headache at that moment. If I had believed that no, these are books written on, these are things just written on book, then it I wouldn't have believed and I wouldn't have gone for that. But what I did, I believed in that, I tried it, and it worked. So you have to make your mindset, make your subconscious mind believe that yes, it is possible. And if you are able to do that, then it is very easy to do anything. So strong mind is very important when it comes to build any project or do anything. Without a strong mindset, without positive mindset, it is impossible to do anything. Just even the most important relationship with ourselves also. And when the relationship with ourselves is strong, then only we can make a relationship with others also. And to be honest, you can say it is my quality or it is my strength that if a person sits with me for a while, around 2 to 3 hours max, then I can make a strong connection with that person, and that person would want to meet me again or talk to me again. So inner strength, self-awareness is important because we know that if we don't know about ourselves, our strength, then how would we work on whatever we are targeting? We need to know our strengths first. For example, I just told that I can make connections with people easily. That is my strength. I can motivate people very easily because I know how to get through the hard times and do what you really want to do. Emotional intelligence. I'm not a big expert on emotional intelligence, but one thing I want to say, for me, emotional intelligence is how you regulate your emotions. If you are feeling angry, if you are feeling sad, people just think that if you are feeling angry or feeling sad, just ignore that and divert your attention towards something that you don't feel that sadness or anger anymore. But the truth is, you have to stay in that scenario, in that situation. You have to feel that anger and sadness or any emotion you are feeling at that moment. Because if you ignore that emotion and if you just think that if I divert myself from this, then I would get rid of this. No, it won't. You won't get rid of this. Instead, it will pile up inside you, and it at some time it would blast out, and it might destroy your relationships with others also. So feeling emotion and embracing your emotion is important. And if you are feeling negative, if you are feeling sad or negative, then it doesn't mean that it is something very wrong. Because I took some sessions from a psychologist, and she said to me when I told her that I really feel so much pain in my nerves or legs, and it makes me feel like I just chop them off and throw them away. But then I feel that no, it is wrong. Then she said, why it is wrong? For example, if you with the knife we have cut our thumb or anything, any part of our body, and it's bleeding and it's paining, then you can't say that yes, the cut has been done, but I won't focus on that pain. I won't scream or something like that. For another example, she gave me example. If I accidentally or someone accidentally put my hand in fire and I think that no, I won't scream, then it won't be legal, it won't be right, because if you are feeling that heat, then you will automatically scream because your hand is burning. And it is exactly like that. If any emotion you are feeling, then you have to embrace that emotion. You have to process that emotion instead of ignoring or avoiding that emotion by diverting yourself somewhere else. Because when you are feeling pain or anything, you would see that when you get hurt, the pain at the beginning is so intense, but with time, when you give some time to that pain reduces, and at some moment it is gone completely. But you have to give that time to that pain to heal completely. And it doesn't mean that you are wasting your time. You are not wasting your time. You are giving yourself time that you can get rid of completely from that pain, so that rest of your time you can focus on what you really want to do or what you really want to accomplish. And mindfulness is also exactly like something like that, giving yourself time to process the things, giving yourself time for the things for yourself, not the things for yourself. You just have to focus on some. You might have seen some big coaches saying that I sit for a couple of hours for some time in quiet without any gadget, without anything, because they give themselves time to process the things that is going inside them, so that they can actually focus on what they really want. I always say to people that if you really want to do something, then you have to be completely focused on what you really are trying to do. If you don't want, if you don't focus on, if you don't give yourself time to process your emotions or mindfulness or anything, then it won't work. Mindfulness also helps you to respond. When you practice mindfulness, then and when it becomes your habit, then whenever you are in a working environment and someone says you something or something that is not good, you just don't respond. You just don't react. You respond. Reaction is negative thing. I don't say negative thing, but reaction comes quickly. But you have the habit of mindfulness. Then reaction don't come. You respond with the strategic thinking, not just react on something, whatever. If someone said something negative about you, negative to you, and you just blast upon that person. Every relationship works in needs three things. Number one, trust, empathy, and communication. Trust is important in a team. If a person there is a team and no people don't trust each other, then they don't coordinate with each other. Simple. For example, I have a team of 10 people. If I don't trust any of them and they don't trust me or anybody else, then how would they coordinate and how would they connect to focus on the goal? The trust is very important in any relationship, not in a working environment, but every relationship. For example, in a romantic relationship also, there are so many problems are going on because of lack of trust. I always say in any relationship, three things work together: trust, loyalty, and freedom. If you trust your partner and your partner is loyal to you, then you can give freedom. But if your partner doesn't isn't loyal, then it doesn't matter how much you trust your partner, that won't work, because loyalty is not there. And in work environment also, trust only works when there is loyalty in team members. It can't be done. It is impossible that a person, for example, Steven and I am in the same team. We work together, and I trust Steven with the work, with something that I need his help on. But he just, I given him something that I want you to do this so that it can be completed. But if Steven don't complete that, completes that, but isn't loyal, don't show loyalty and just say that I did this. I did all of this. Sham hasn't done anything. Oh, vice versa. Steven comes to me, Sham, I have done all the things. This small thing has left. I'm not able to figure out how to do. And I do that small thing that is just 2 or 3% of whole project, and I just take whole credit of that thing, that project, and tell the boss that boss, I did it myself. No one else helped me. Then even Steven trusted me, but I wasn't loyal. Then trust would break. So trust and loyalty works together. Empathy, most of the time when I go out of my room in the market or anywhere, I see sympathy in people's eyes because I walk with crutches. I am not able to walk on my own. So what happens when I see just sympathy in others' eyes? And that is not wrong. That is not what I deny that it shouldn't be. But when it is human nature, then when people see, when someone sees sympathy, it doesn't feel good to that person. So empathy is more important than sympathy. We have to put ourselves in other person's shoes if someone is going through any problematic situation. Built through listening, and that is completely true. Empathy is built through listening, and coaches and psychologists, psychiatrists, all of those people who really are successful, they have built this empathy in their nature. And because without empathy, you won't listen anybody. You just listen to them. You just hear and react to them. But when you have empathy, you listen to them, you understand them, and you let them go and keep speaking, keep saying what they want to. And when you do that, only then it is easy for you to build a relation with your colleague. What is this black background? And last, communication in this slide. Communication is really important, as you all know that without communication, no relationship can survive. If you are in a work environment, in a team also, if you are just you are having a problem with your colleague and you just keep it in yourself and don't communicate, then it would convert into grudge, and it is not healthy for a relationship in work environment. In any relationship, not only work, in any relationship, it is not healthy to communicate, to just not communicate the things. If something is there, something is not feeling good, then we need to communicate so that people understand what they are, what you are feeling, and they can respond accordingly. They can treat you accordingly. So people don't leave bad companies, leave bad relationship, and it is completely true. Even if you see in romantic relationship, personal relationship, professional relationship, everything is destroyed just because of lack of communication, lack of trust, loyalty, and honesty, and empathy. Because empathy helps you to understand others' feelings. Trust and loyalty helps you to build the connection more stronger and feel free about yourself and about your partner or your colleague. And communication, when you have some problem, you must communicate to your partner or your colleague. It is taking a little more time. So culture of support. I have given example of support in the beginning from my life coach. And there are so many people who have supported me in this period of time, in this period of 10 years of being physically disabled. Culture of support works everywhere. You need to support your colleague, your partner, your friend, your family member, anyone who is going through bad time. And support isn't just about, as a slide says, that support is not about solving someone's problem. It's about standing next to them as they solve it. Many times when I feel lonely or unhappy or sad, and whenever I talk to my friends, sometimes I say to them that there is no one who said to me that you go ahead, I'm always with you. Yes, I have said to many people who I thought that they are going through rough time. I said to them, whenever you need me, you can contact me, call me, and I am here to care for you. And that is the support system you need when you wherever you are, in whatever environment you are. So culture of support is really one of the most essential part in a team of working environment, because if someone fails, then you have to stand by them and tell them you are not alone here. You have failed, we have also failed many times, but we are here for you. We will support you, we will help you go through this situation. So support is most important. If you don't support each other in your team, then I would say that it is not a team at all. You might have seen many times in the news or news portals or news media, digital media, that whenever a team continuously lose the games, like matches or any sport, then people say that there is not everything right in the team. There are grouping and all those things. There is politics going on because it is shown on the screen when we see in the ground, when we see matches and all. So, because a team, if teams members don't support each other, then how would they work together? So, culture of support is one of the most essential thing. Hello, who's speaking?
Sir, no one.
Culture of okay, and culture of motivation. Motivation, I have given you an example of motivation at the very beginning of this session. That motivation is derived from motive. And how can you motivate others? By appreciating when someone values your contribution. For example, I am giving another example, Steven and mine. If we work together on a project and I say that I acknowledge the contribution of Steven and appreciate his work or his contribution. Then it will motivate him to do more. If I don't acknowledge his contribution, then I'm pretty sure next time if I would ask him for anything, I doubt he would help me in that. What would you say, Steven?
It's a little bit complex because as you start growing in self awareness and personal development, things don't need to be as transactional. In the beginning, they are, but we do invest in those that invest back in us. It's just human nature, and it feels better to work with people that you enjoy working with. So I would say you're right, but that's the stepping stone in personal development. In the future, you look and see, okay, what's the underlying motivation going on? Is someone acting out of fear? Is someone acting out of competition or lack of emotional intelligence? Is there a place that there's room for growth? So I agree with you.
Yeah. Number second is belief. As I asked you a question in the beginning, has someone believed in you when you weren't believed in yourself? So belief is also important. When someone sees potential, you don't see. It happened with me many times. When as I am working as a video editor for Rutuja, and sometimes when she said that, Shyam, I want this kind of thing in this time in the editing. And I said that many times I said that I would try, but I don't think it would be possible. Then she said that you have done editing so good in the past few months and you are growing, and I know you can do this. You are just not focusing on your potential, but I know you have the potential. I know you can do this and you will try and you will definitely do this. And to be honest, when I did, I was shocked that how did I do that? And when we have self-doubt, I just always say that self-doubt stays one till you try. Once you try to do something, your self-doubt will be demolished, will be vanished. Because when you try, you know that even if you don't accomplish what you are trying to do, but you get a confidence that at least I tried. I have done a little bit that I wanted to do. If I try to skill up and I try to implement that skill, then it would be possible. So the destroyer of self-doubt, in my opinion, is action. Take action towards what you have self-doubt about, and everything will be perfect. Yes, man, sometimes you might fail to achieve something, but for myself, whenever I fail on something, what I say to myself, Sham, there are so many people who want to do exactly you are trying to do, but they don't even try. But you have tried, and that is your success. So success isn't just about achieving something. Success is about taking step towards where you want to go. And inclusion, when you feel you truly belong. When, for example, in the beginning, I told that this session would be interactive, not just one dimensional. And Steven have talked to me. So he's also included this conversation. And when you are included in something, then you feel more confident and more connected to that team or that person. And that is the one of the most powerful things if you want to build a strong team, that include others too. Take others ideas, consider them. Doesn't matter those ideas are good or not, but it would make them feel that our views, our thoughts are also important to this team, and that is what helps them to continue with that team. And that is when people just get connected to that team, else they get detached and they just start feeling I just need to find new job or I need to switch somewhere else. Inclusion, belief, and appreciation, these all are three important things in motivation, because we include people, we believe in them and we appreciate them, they also get motivated that yes, we are being noticed and we matter in this environment. Next, real life stories. I have told my real life story about Rutuja Lingampalle, who is my client, or who is also my life coach, that how she helped me to where I am. Here I am giving a webinar on motivation and building a team culture because I got that confidence from that person. And not only that person, there are so many people also who have supported me, who have given showed empathy to me, who had motivated me, who had believed in me when I was completely shattered inside. And I'm not saying that I am perfect right now. I'm completely perfect right now. I am very successful and I'm very rich or something. And to be honest, if you all think that I'm very successful, I'm very rich, I have achieved a lot. That's why I'm giving this session. That's why I got that confidence that I can motivate others and I can help others. Then it's not the case. I believed in myself. I thought I can do this because I knew I have been through the times that can break easily anything. anyone, but I have fought those difficulties and I know how can I do that again, and I know how can I help people to achieve, to keep going, to not giving up. So it is not just about being successful in the view of world, in the people's perspective, but I am successful in my own perspective because I haven't given up on my dreams. I'm just trying to do that, and I know I can achieve anytime because I'm the person who keep going despite adversity. Sorry. And the last, one mind, one relationship at a time. I would say one relationship at a time, one team. I agree with them, but I would say that every relationship has a value in your life. So one mind, one relationship. You can focus on that because there's many times when you need to focus on one thing, and that is exactly like focus on focusing on one relationship. But as it is said, it is written on this slide, strong mind builds strong relationships. Strong relationships build strong teams, and strong teams change everything. Choose one relationship in your life or team that you want to strengthen. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Start with a simple conversation. Conversation. You yes, in this slide, as it said that focus on one relationship. You can say that by building one relationship, then another, that would be easy to handle. That's why it works. And with that, I would like to conclude with only one thing that mindset really works very important, very essential role in building a strong team because your mindset is not ready for the team environment. If you think that I would do everything with myself, then it is impossible for anyone to build a team. And we know no one in this world has achieved anything alone. Even if you take a single name, I have talked about cricket and football, but if you say that Novak Djokovic or Rafa Nadal, that is not a team game, but it is wrong. Behind Novak Djokovic, there is a team of physiotherapists, his trainer, his coach, his dietitian, or and anything. There is a strong team working behind him. That is why on tennis court he is being successful every time. So team, and if Djokovic says that I am the successful tennis player, I am world champion. I don't need any team. I would do everything by myself. Then do you think he could have been played even till now? He's playing Wimbledon right now. It was impossible for him if he would have thought that I would do this. So all things by myself. So strong mindset is also the sign of strong mindset is also that a person believes that I would grow if I help others grow too. I cannot grow alone. If I want to grow, I have to help others grow too. So with this line, I'm concluding this session. And if you want to say anything and ask anything, you can. Amisha, I'm done with whatever I wanted to talk about. So
Okay, sir.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you.
you're welcome.
On the behalf of the organizing committee, I'd like to sincerely thank Shyam Verma on your outstanding uh, session. We had the chance to hear a fascinating and thought-provoking conversation about a strong mind, strong teams, building a culture of support and motivation. We truly appreciate your time and effort you put into making the session meaningful and relevant. So now the floor is open if anybody has any questions or anything to be discussed.
We'll go ahead and ask a question. And this has to do with the shift that happens between experience. So we're talking about motivation, the shift between cognitive learning, right? Thinking about a concept and studying a concept, and then the experiential shift that happens when you actually achieve it. So the point being, when you actually connect with your motivation, when you connect with your why, when you connect with your purpose, there is a different relationship to that understanding than when you study it or someone tells you about that. So what I would like to ask you is, have you had that kind of experience? Have you noticed that, and how do you impart that with your clients?
To be honest, the experience is also comes from is always comes from life. You might have seen many life coaches on social media. They have a bio saying ICF certified life coaches, and I don't have any ICF certification. I always say that life certified life coaches, life coach, and the experience we experience, the life experience we go through helps us build that connection with client also. For example, when let me share my little backstory. In 2015, 5th August, my father expired, and mm, 7th November, I got physically disabled and I couldn't walk on my own. So, first of all, my father passing away was an emotional trauma for me. Then, then second, this getting physically disabled is emotional and physical trauma both, and mental trauma also. Because just imagine a person who used to go for jogging 6 kilometers every day, and he just cannot get out of bed. So how frustrating, how mental trauma that would be. And my father passed away. I got this situation. So the environment in my home was pretty negative, and I was bedridden for total 2 years. There was a lack of emotional support, so I knew how that emotional support or any kind of support can help a person to grow in life, and that what I use in my real life right now. For example, Rutuja Lingampalle, she is my client, video editing client. How? Because I knew that sharing her reels or her post on Instagram story won't take much from myself. But being selfless and just supporting her made her realize that how what kind of person I am, what nature I have. So that with that thing, my nature, my character, when we connected and we chatted, she realized that yes, this is the right person to work with. And when I showed my work to her, she said that yes, Shyam, we can work. So the life experience is actually the life experience helps you to win over the clients too. And with also, I always say that in any relationship or if you are going for a self conversation, you need to be selfless. If you think first about yourself that I must achieve that from that person, then you won't think about what can I do for that person that I can achieve what I want to. Because I said just a few minutes back that I can grow only when I help others grow. So this thinking will come only when you are selfless and you selflessly think about others. So life experience teach you to build connections, and those techniques works in any situation, in any environment. Whether it's you want to approach someone for a romantic relationship or you want to approach someone for business purpose, everything comes from putting someone else first instead of putting ourselves first. That's what I would say. What do you say, Stephen?
So, sir, should I wind up?
I think we are done. No one else is asking anything. And I would like to appreciate Stephen for his continuous active participation in this conversation while all this session. So thank you, Stephen, and thank you, everyone. Thank you, Sam, for this opportunity to help me others to grow in team environment.
Thank you, sir. Once more for participating in today's webinar. You can reach us by phone or email if you have any more questions. We are pleased to offer you any other further assistance.